I watched a TV program the other day about Dyson and his Hoover. I don't know how many thousands of failed attempts he had at making that thing, but he believed that if he could only conquer that technology and he could suck up the dust more effectively and not put it in a bag, he would one day sell a product which is more effective at picking up dust. Then he realized it had to look, it was going to be more expensive, so it had to look fantastic, feel fantastic. The marketing had to be fantastic. The product had to work over and over again. So it calls for a level of vision and commitment and honesty. In other words, when his early prototypes didn't work, he had to fight on until they did work. So in a big scheme of things, he is a good example of someone who, not everyone builds a company like his, but in its own little tiny way, if you apply that to a brownie or a cookie or a coffee shop, it's the same. There's no difference.
And you've applied it with Itsu,
I haven't applied it. I've tried. It's a journey. And it's a journey which I take seriously. It's a journey which we all take seriously here at Itsu. And we are learning. I've always said, I think it's going to take 100 Itsus before it's making sense. And we're at about 83 now. So we've got 17 left to get it right. And then we can quickly go back and put all the others right. Not that they're wrong. They're not wrong, but they're not Dyson number 50, you know.
100's quite,
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
But most people think they got it right when they got 2.
It's also an arbitrary number. And so the quality is, how do you actually measure when it's right?
It's a good point. Everything is arbitrary, you know. Complexity is horrible. 100 may not be right, but that's not the point. It could be 80. I know it's not 80 because we have 80. It could be 120. I don't know. I hope it's at 100. But
how will you know when it's right?
Oh, God, that's a hell of a good question. It'll never be 100% right. You know when it's right when you can delegate it to other people, when you don't have to be all over them. You can watch it work. In other words, you can watch the consumers and customers embrace it, and you can see it that it doesn't break. There are lots of ways you can gauge the effectiveness and success of what you do. In our case, food business is particularly difficult, but that's not that difficult to engage, to work out if it's working.